They're all
This
emotional.
is what they did with James Bond. They turned him from a steely-eyed dealer of death, and they turned him into this blubbing cretin.
Yes.
And I was like, why would you do that? And now they're doing it to Superman. Why have they all got to cry?
Hey everyone, so Piers Morgan had a few people on his show, including popular YouTuber Nerdrotic and former Superman actor Dean Cain, to discuss the new Superman, which is rumored to be woke. Or is it? Let's find out.
Right. Dean, let's start with you as the resident Superman expert, because you played him. Your view of this new movie.
Well, I'm excited for it. First of all, these guys all know more about Superman than I do. I promise you that right now. All geniuses.
They've never been Superman. That's the key difference.
Yeah. I think
except in their own mirrors.
I'm sorry. I'm excited for this film. I was excited to see it. It looked like a lot of fun. James Gunn had a lot of humor in that original Guardians of the Galaxy. I was excited for it. I still am excited for it. But, you know, the idea they start talking politics and Superman is an immigrant. Superman's actually a refugee. And was adopted and assimilated into American culture tremendously well. And so that's a little bit different than
Isn't that an immigrant?
No.
No?
It's a refugee.
Well, refugees are immigrants, so aren't they, really?
Well, yeah, but you got to understand, Piers, the United States is the most immigrant-friendly country on the planet by far. We take more than the next 4 countries legal immigrants every year, more than the next 4 countries combined every single year.
Right. So why would you mind if a narrative is that Superman's an immigrant? Why wouldn't that be a thing
I don't
to
mind
celebrate?
that.
And you know what? We could fit even more immigrants if Superman simply raised the United States with his laser beam eyes and melted everybody down into sort of like a puddle of goo that you could put in a big vat somewhere. Then you could really have a lot of people fit inside the United States. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. But Dean Cain's point here is well taken. I mean, yes, Superman is technically a refugee. His planet, I believe, was destroyed and his parents sent him over to Earth as a baby. But he's quite a remarkable refugee. I mean, how many other refugees to America or any other nation can fly without the aid of a plane or some sort of device, have super strength, and also have this intrinsically well-tuned moral compass that guides Superman in his journey? I think that if the United States were being flooded with people who meet those qualifications, many people, including Republicans, would have less concerns about the incoming population.
But the truth is, he is a refugee. He is a child and a refugee. It's because they're trying to equate those things together, which I think is ridiculous because of the current politicization of that situation. So that's the part that makes me go, look, don't try and make it all woke and crazy. Keep that character as, you know, the way I like him is truth, justice, and the American way. And I was hoping that would be the case in this film, and I hope it is the case, and I'm still looking forward to it.
Okay, let me bring in Nerdrotic. What do you feel about this? I mean, I've read quite a few reviews spinning around online, and the general view is it's not bad, bordering on quite good, that it's not as political as people are trying to frame it. What's your view?
Oh, it's not woke at all. What Variety was doing, Mark Melkin particularly, because he's really good at his job, is baiting adult pretenders into saying something stupid. And they did. And I overall, despite what I felt about the trailers, I thought the marketing was, they at least tried to be fun. And you didn't have like Rachel Zegler out there pissing people off for 2 years. And it was by the way,
I have.
Before Piers goes on about Rachel Zegler, I think that's probably correct. I have yet to see the movie, but certainly marketing execs know what they're doing. They know what's going to drum up controversy. And sometimes they're quite misguided. I mean, we saw that in the case of Snow White featuring Rachel Zegler, which seemed to roundly repel everyone. But yes, this movie has been in production for a good while now. We've been hearing about it for maybe a year. And all of a sudden at the 11th hour, we're getting rumors of wokeness. And so I think that that's definitely a deliberate choice on the part of the promotion team.
Breaking news on her. I went to the first night of Evita in London's West End. She's the lead, and she was absolutely brilliant. So even though she's very irritating in her public pronouncements of a woke nature, and she basically bombed the Snow White movie because of it, she's actually an incredibly talented performer.
Piers, can you ask her to stay over and do those
I was going to say that's great. Can you keep her?
That will make us all happy. We're happy to hear that she was great.
I tweeted her or sent it to her on X to say, look, just park the politics and the woke stuff and focus on your incredible talent. We'll all be very happy. Anyway, back.
Well, there you go, Rachel. Some very good life advice from Piers Morgan, free of cost. While I sort of doubt that she'll take it, maybe her management will wrangle her into presenting a more likable public persona. But yes, to the point made here, there is no inherent correlation, I think, between having a good political sense and being able to sing and dance. And acting in particular has always had sordid associations way back into antiquity. So it's pretty amusing to see it lofted into the greatest career you could ever have, to see these Hollywood stars become minor gods to people. But let's get back to the thoughts on Superman.
Superman. Back to Superman.
Back to Superman.
Yeah.
Despite all of that last minute trip where it Fox News said it was woke and people were worried it's going to be political. No, that's not the problem with this movie. The problem with this movie is it's overwhelmingly whelming. It's just mid at best. I know some people are going to like it. Somebody here absolutely hates it. And we're going to get back to like a normal conversation with this, the kind I used to have in my comic shop where we'd be just fighting over plot points and story structure and adaptation of character or interpretation of character in the comic shop. That's what, and the discourse is going to be crazy. I will say without a doubt, the Snyder bros out there are going to have a field day with this.
Well, let's find a sniper bro. Jeremy.
I'm definitely not a Snyder bro. Zack Snyder does not like me, and I don't like his movies, but I liked his version of Superman better than this one. Now, I was looking forward to this movie. I like James Gunn's stuff. I've liked all of his Guardians movies. I even liked his movie that he didn't direct it, but Brightburn. It was like an evil take on Superman, and I enjoyed that one. I did not like this movie at all. This movie drove me crazy because Superman is very weak in the movie, and he's always in a defensive state. Always. It's not overly political or anything like that. They're not beating you over the head with the immigration stuff. None of that is happening. But when you start to pick it apart, it actually has a lot of elements where every man in this movie is weak and he cries. And they're all.
Well, there are some unanswered questions provoked by this comment. I'm assuming that we don't get to see too much into Superman's personal life, but I have to wonder if he moves to the big city, maybe gets suckered into $300 an hour talk therapy with a liberal. She prescribes him some SSRIs, and his mood just starts to become really volatile. I mean, this is entirely possible. We don't know, and frankly, I think the public deserves these answers.
Is that true?
They're all emotional. They're all
This
emotional.
is what they did with James Bond. They turned him from a steely-eyed dealer of death who, romanced woman after woman, who drank heavily, smoked, shot people, and they turned him into this blubbing cretin.
Yes.
And I was like, why would you do that? And they're doing it to Superman. Why have they all got to cry?
He's never like stoic. He's never a person that commands the moment. This is Superman. When Superman is in your presence, you should be in awe of that moment at all times. And half the time, they're treating him like he's the dumb jock in school, but we have to kind of respect him because he can throw the football far. That's kind of how they treat Superman in this, where they're kind of like, what do you do? And they second guess him. He always needs help. And I didn't like it. And again, I want to preface this. This is not against James Gunn. I hate James Gunn as a person, but I love him as a director. I think he's a phenomenal director. I think he's a great director. And all of his stuff has been good, but none of it worked. The comedy was weird. Crypto made me like Baby Yoda. That's how annoying Crypto was in this. He was so aggravating.
Let's bring Chris in.
So there is a good lesson in here for audiences. Even if you can throw people through a wall, even if you can fly, if you cry all the time, people will not respect your leadership. So perhaps there's a subtle conservative reading of this film.
He loved it. Chris, why did you love it?
Well, I can't say that I loved it. I enjoyed it more than Jeremy and Gary, I guess, but it is flawed. It is a movie for kids. This is kids and families will eat this up. It's a Gen Z TikTok generation Superman
Absolutely.
for short attention spans. It feels like the movie feels like a recap video of the first season of a Superman TV series. It moves so quickly. And once you, it's like jangling keys every scene, jangling.
I wonder if ticket sales would go up if they had the movie and then a side-by-side of Subway Surfers or maybe AI ASMR. I don't know.
Keys. But the thing it gets right is the character of Superman. I think this is early in his heroic career, so he's making more and more mistakes. I like David Cornsweet. At the same time, they changed the lore about his Kryptonian heritage, and I despise that change. I think I hope they fix it at some point in the future. Crypto, I didn't mind.
I love the phrase Kryptonian heritage. I mean, it opens up this whole new avenue of political implications for this world. Do we have people of Krypton, POK? Is that an acceptable phrase? These are more questions that I need answered.
People love dogs, but this is so the polar opposite of what Zack Snyder did, a more adult vision of Superman, a more serious approach. And James Gunn took literally the opposite approach on almost every choice. It's colorful, it's goofy, it's much more comedic. And, a lot of the comedy doesn't land, but some of it's very good,
Okay, now that we've heard their thoughts on the movie, let's get into their thoughts on one particular aspect of the movie, which they all seem to enjoy, the depiction of women.
It's worse than Pa. Sorry, Dean. Apologies. No. It's worse than Pa Kent letting Clark get Pa Kent getting sucked up into a tornado. It's actually worse than that scene.
It's worse than that.
I couldn't even get the words out. I was so pissed.
It must be horrific.
Which bothers me, though.
I want to ask Chris, though, because Chris, there is one silver lining here, which I think you touched on. You said it's also refreshing to see women allowed to be sexy in a modern Hollywood movie. Heels, skirts, cleavage, and so on.
Yeah, it's shocking. So you notice it when you see it. I mean, heterosexual or normal relationships are under attack in Hollywood movies. And seeing women allowed to be women, dresses, short skirts, high heels, cleavage, much cleavage. Thank you, James Gunn, for that. It's weird to see because it's absent from all the Marvel fare. All the women are desexualized.
Yes.
They're not allowed to truly be women. They're kind of like, they have that Florence Pugh kind of nothing body.
It's like the Bond girls have all basically gone non-binary. They've got to get them back.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
so
that Amazon are going.
So James Bond has been emasculated and the Bond girls, apparently, have gone non-binary. So there appears to be an unfortunate convergence towards the middle, which is just an unappealing, gray sort of asexuality. But maybe Hollywood is simply learning the very obvious lesson that when you put attractive people on screen, people are more enticed to watch.
To reverse this trend. They got to bring the glam back. Make Bond what he was originally and bring the glam Bond girls back.
He needs his mojo back.
Yes,
he
needs to stop crying
swagger.
And start, just being Bond.
Shagging.
Well, that was certainly an informative discussion. I think one of the most pressing issues of our time, attractive women in movies, yes or no? Let me know in the comment section below. Give this video a like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.